I will try to always be true. Rest assured I will not stray far from you, and I will guide you through all of your affairs. If you promise me you'll always be there. But oh, look on the bright side. Someday you will only be a dream. You weren't happy, you were not true, and I just could not get through to you. And though your absence I no longer fear, well, I can't help sometimes but wish that you were here. And no, look on the bright side. Someday you will only be a dream.
Bright Side from Rural Ghosts, and gee, they're here in the studio, and you know what? It's Erik, and let's see. Well, we have to make sure your your mic is up. Good morning.
Morning.
And you are?
I'm Devon Colella.
Devon Colella, who plays cello, and he has a cello with him. So
yeah, it's kind of important.
It's kind of important if he's a player. Well, we're excited to have you here. It's kind of like a last-minute thing, and I saw that they were, and Erik and I have sort of been playing, you know, one of these days we'll catch up, you know, and maybe we'll have you on the show, and then I said to him, yesterday or the day before, well, you want to come?
9 o'clock last night, but that's just how it works. You know? That's
cruel. That's so cruel, man. All right, well, good morning to you both, and big show tonight down at the Oak and Axe.
Big show, yeah, Oak and the Axe. We've got Sean Bones, who Sean's out of Brooklyn. He's got kind of a sunny seaside West Coast pop with sort of reggae elements going on. It's really interesting stuff. Yeah, he's great. He's fantastic. So we're looking forward to that. And we've got Mike O'Hare from Old Soul, local cats, and they're doing kind of sort of an indie folk with a little Americana slant to it. So, and we love the Oak and the Axe. It's probably our favorite place to play.
Really?
Greg Jamie's spot down there, and they're doing just a wonderful thing. It's like a living room, really. So
really comfortable, really good listening room.
Sweet.
Yep.
Let's see. We're want to get your now. Rural Ghost started how?
Rural Ghost started probably. These songs, a lot of them date back to like 4 years ago. They're mostly my songs at that point, and I made a record. I was house sitting for a friend of mine who lives in a house that's got kind of a haunted little thing going on, and spent the weekend there and finished the EP, which is all me. And then Devon came on literally a week later, not too long in between, right? And it's kind of evolved from there. It started off as sort of a solo project, but always with an idea that it was going to grow into something more. And it started off fully acoustic. We're a lot more, not today, but we're a lot more electric now than we were probably a few months back. And
So you're open to other realms.
Yeah, the whole idea has always been for it to kind of start real sparse and then grow into something huge,
Right.
Huge, massive, right?
Yeah,
but no, I mean sound-wise, in terms of just to flesh things out.
Right.
So we've got a lot of, what would you say?
Yeah, well, we've experimented a lot with playing with live backing tracks, playing with the electric setup. We're playing with drums and bass and a few synth parts.
We're not opposed to synthesizers.
No.
By any means. We
No,
welcome
not
them
at all.
with open arms.
However,
Cool.
we started off acoustic, so.
Right.
And now you come from this area. Were you
Yeah,
raised in Cape Elizabeth?
I grew up in Cape Elizabeth, yep. Went to
A rare
Vermont.
native. Have a native sighting.
I won't lie, I moved here when I was around 9 years old, so I don't think I can count as. I think you have to be
sorry.
born.
Okay,
and
you
it's
gotta
one
have
of those
your-
things.
Yeah, you're
Right. But
right.
now this is my home, by all
Yeah.
intents and purposes.
nice. And Gorham's where you're based out of now?
Yeah, at the moment. Well, we both live in. Devon lives in South Portland, and so we're based out of Portland. we like to say.
Cool. All right, and so let's start with something. What are we just heard Bright Sides from the. This is the
Rural Ghost CP.
Yeah. Okay. And then so, what are we going to hear now? We're going to hear something newer. Or
Yeah,
something
we're going to
fun?
do a new song we're working on a record right now called Hug Exotic. It's going to be coming out in November.
Hug Exotic.
Exactly. We'll talk about that at some point.
Okay,
Let's,
sure.
let's let it ride for now, right?
So Rural Ghosts are live in the studio this morning here on Us Folk, and
the song is called Limbo.
Limbo, and no vocals on your end,
No,
right?
no.
Okay. So turn your mic off. Okay, so let's get started. Rural Ghosts.
Been alive since the day I was born. My dreams early in the morning, in my thoughts and in the sound of my own time. You would know by looking
think I made the right decision to have you guys on this. That was great. Great track.
Thanks
No,
a lot.
really.
Appreciate it.
No, that
Yeah,
was...
thanks again for having us. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like, wow. I'm so glad I did. I mean, that just gave me chills, man. Well, anyway,
That's where we're going.
these guys are playing tonight at the Oak and Axe.
We are.
And so if you are new to the area or you're up for the summer, you want to hit a really cool, very chill venue, right? It's
just
great.
fantastic.
Super,
It really
super
is.
sweet, laid back, and the music will be great. I mean, this is just one sampling, and I think they're going to stick around and do more. I hope.
I think we have to
Drove
now,
all that
right?
way, right? Yeah, they drove all that way, so they're gonna. Well, we've had people drive up from North Carolina to play
Oh,
the
sure.
show. Can you imagine?
No, I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah,
I literally can't.
What with the
Yeah.
economy and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, gas, you know.
yeah, really. I know. Yeah, playing your show only cost me $1,700 to get up there.
Well, that happens
With my
sometimes.
camper.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you know, you got the vacation land and whatnot.
Yeah, really. You're listening to us folk here on Community Radio. Rural Ghost is the guest, and you have a website?
We do. It's ruralghosts.bandcamp.com is where you can buy our record.
Okay, so people can purchase right online
Yeah.
for tracks.
Yeah,
that they
indeed.
can-
I think you can buy a track at a time, but the physical release of the EP is sold out. They were all handmade, and now it's all digital. I think it's $4.
Yeah.
You know, 6 tracks, $4.
6 tracks, $4.
And we've got a single coming out on August 7th from the next record, which I think you have
I think we have a copy of it.
copy right
Yeah.
now. So we
What's
might
that
have
called?
going. It's called Eyes,
Nice.
and it's the first track from the next record. It's actually going to be a 4-track single. There's some alternate versions.
And so, okay, so there's 2 of you here today.
Mhm.
Is that what's going to be performing tonight? Just the 2 of you tonight?
Just
Yes.
the 2 of us tonight.
Okay,
Mhm.
and then you're going to be the newer record. Is that also populated with other people that might add some atmospheric kind of stuff?
It's
or-
really not.
Okay,
It's
it's
the
just-
2 of us,
Oh,
and,
nice.
but it's not the 2 of us in terms of 2 instruments. We're recording the whole thing ourselves. There's drums, there's tenor guitars.
Okay, who plays
keyboards.
drums?
I'm playing drums on the record. Devon's handling most of the low end with the cello and the bass.
Mhm. And then we got this cool electric tenor guitar that Eric's playing on. That right now he's playing on a baritone ukulele, and
Yeah, it's got a nice sound to it.
yeah.
Yeah, it really
Anything
does.
tuned in fifths has a really nice open tuning. I'm
Yeah.
biased, of course,
Yeah.
playing
Yeah,
cello.
really, yeah.
We like the drone, you know.
Well, yeah, drone is awesome.
Yeah.
The other thing is the cello adds so much to any track. We just played Adam Cohn, who's going to be in the studio. Real excited about that on the 31st. And one of the ways that he's coming or it's verified is through his cello player, Mai Bloomfield. Have you met her?
I have not.
She performs with Raining Jane, which I saw at Jay's place.
Oh, sure.
And just a great, 4-women group. Just an awesome sort of like pop folk band out of, I guess they're out of the Los Angeles area. And then, so she adds so much, and her training was classical. Is your training classical? Or?
Yeah. Well, I started a little young, and I was trained classically for a while. But then, in my adolescence, I guess I got the modern music bug.
The
you know?
bug.
Yeah. And then, there's no going back once you do that. So
Don't
now,
love it.
yeah, the jazz, rock, blues kind of thing. Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
No. They
She
dig
probably-
it, yeah.
Yeah, they probably dig it.
Yeah.
I said, oh, good, I'm glad he's doing this other stuff, too. We've heard enough talk. Well, anyway, it's delightful to have you guys here. It's always great to have live music and support live music in the neighborhood. Let's go to another track. Now, you're the primary songwriter, or
Well,
or
I mean,
do you
Up
both
until
co-
now. Now, on
Yeah.
the next record, we're both contributing songs. So far, the EP is all my material, and
Uh-huh.
probably half of the next record is all my material. But Devon's been bringing a lot, and we're working on some of his stuff now. So we're trying to find a way to get 2 different musical minds to sort of.
It's
Right.
been an interesting evolution. Part of the reason why I got involved is because I was so taken with the work Erik did on the Rural Ghost CP, and once we started playing together live and also just rehearsing on our own, we really found that we had like-minded, ideas about where the music could go. and it's been interesting seeing where it's gone. It's definitely a different. It's definitely turned out different than it started.
Oh, it's totally different, which is great, you know. And I mean, the nice thing about working on this record on our own, we're not paying for studio time. We've been doing it at our rehearsal space, and it gives, you know, we can put 20 hours into figuring out where to put a microphone if we want to get the best sound. So I mean, it's been a lot of experimentation.
So you're basically producing the record, recording the record.
We're engineering it, we're producing it, we're promoting it, we're packaging it. I mean, it's really a DIY kind of thing, and yeah, we don't really have any help. So if anybody wants to help, it's been good because it's been a really good learning experience for both of us. You know, I think we're both kind of new to that end of the industry. I mean, we've just been musicians, not really
right. Acting. Now, have you played with other sort of ensembles? Or?
Yeah, I play in a band called Gin Mill Julep. We do a lot of dance music, actually, ballroom kind of foxtrots, waltzes, polkas, and Devon as well. You know.
Yeah, I play. Sometimes I play with John Cooper.
Oh yeah.
Good friend of mine. And
I know that guy.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Portland.
I wonder
really
if
good
John's
community.
listening. If you are, John.
I doubt it.
Also, Brad Strauss, Shanna Underwood, Pete Witham.
Yeah, Brad is amazing. What an amazing guy.
what a powerful guy. Yeah, I really respect that.
I love
man.
his dog too.
Yeah, Sammy.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things about Portland is the community is just so open, and everybody's kind of, you know, dipping their hands in each other's things. So.
I think it's a love fest.
It really
it's
is,
great.
you know.
Yeah.
It's throwback to the 60s.
It's a musical love fest.
We love it. More the merrier.
Okay, so why don't we do a live track?
Sure.
And then we'll go to the new single.
Sure.
And come back and do some live stuff.
Sounds
okay?
good.
Sure.
Okay. So what are we going to do next?
When I Dream It. Sure.
We're going to do a song called When I Dream It. It's from the EP.
Okay, cool.
And, yeah. When I dream it, I mean it. When I say it, I don't. I try to see it as a reason, but I can't. No, I won't. I'm a liar in the morning, I'm a sinner at night. I don't tire in the evening, I don't scare, I don't fright. And I still care about you. Oh. I still care about you. Whoa. You were pleasant, you were grounded, you were simple and true. But I couldn't, no I wouldn't. It was me and not you. So I'll smile in the morning and I'll frown in the dark. 'Cause I left you in ruin and I slept in the park. And I still care about you. Oh. And I still care about you. Whoa. And I still care about you. Whoa. And I still care about you.
Rural Ghost live in the studio. And title of that was
When I Dream It.
When I Dream It. And wow, great track.
Excellent.
I love the uke and the cello together. The tones are really sweet.
So it's the nylon. You know, it's just a. I've always heard cello or strings when I was writing this music,
Yeah.
and when I met Devon about a year ago, it just even before we ever sat down and played these songs together, it was
Yeah.
just an obvious fit, and really kind of contributes to that sort of spooky middle of the woods thing.
So the new project is the new disc, and the new disc is, does it have a working title?
It's called Hug Exotic,
That's right, you did tell me that. Hug Exotic.
which is kind of an inside joke, and
Okay,
you
well.
know, it'll kind of come into its own.
And let's see, we put it in, we put it in that player. Okay, so we're gonna go to that. And we'll
Sure,
do-
this is Eyes from that record,
Okay.
and this is a real good representation of what we're doing now.
Cool.
I see darkness. I feel the humid air. The animals all stare through the fog. I crouch in the moonlight. I live the mountainside. I see the things they hide in the wind. Their eyes all around me, in seeds and misty bogs, in trees and hollow alone at midnight. Their song fills the air. Takes a lot to care when you're down.
Whoops. We're back. Sorry, it's playing again. Gosh, it's thrilling to have you guys here, and that's from the new work, and that is is that going to be the lead? That's the lead track.
It's going to be the lead single off the record, yeah. And, it's called Eyes.
Eyes, and from Exotic Hugs
Oh, yeah, sure.
or Hug Exotic.
There it is.
Jeez, gosh. It's one of those mornings. I don't.
It's one of those titles. Man.
It's been a great morning. Let me tell you, it's been really wonderful. So.
No, we love it.
So we were talking about that the next piece you're going to do is a little bit louder, a little more raucous, and it's, I mean, do you think of yourself musically now that you've you haven't left anything behind, you've just incorporated so much more into your musical, quiver, your language skills, that you're sort of fearless about incorporating other elements into how you're going to play and what you're going to play?
Yeah, I mean, well, this next song we're going to do is 4 years old. I wrote this in 2008, and it never would have sounded the same unless Devon hadn't come along. You know?
Yeah, the this one's kind of in the I'd call it the blues idiom, and that's certainly a comfort zone for me.
Right.
That's a huge influence personally, and
so Devon, have you played like excuse me, but have you played in sort of like other outfits like blues bands or any?
Yeah, I try to be as active as possible in as many genres as I can.
Really?
Versatility is something I value, and the people I look up to, other cello players, I mean, they're all over the map. People like Eugene Friesen, Rashad Eggleston, Eric Friedlander, Rufus Cappadocia. I mean, there's a movement of cellos. Yeah.
Wow. Holy miracle.
He's something else. He's got a lot of that Middle Eastern vibe to it, but he can really...
Rashad, too. And what's up with that hat, Rashad, man?
I haven't asked him. Yeah.
What's up?
He just turned me on to this guy.
Oh, Rashad. Did you see the thing where Daryl Anger posted something on Facebook, and it was Rashad being carried I think it was in Boston, because Rashad's on the East Coast for a little bit, and he was being carried, and he's on his back, and people are carrying him. Or it's almost like he's crowd surfing with his cello, and he's playing his cello.
Classic.
And he's got the hat on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Rashad, man.
Yeah.
And then Eugene Friesen's been around for quite some time.
Yeah, he was actually a teacher of mine for many years, and he's a huge influence on all the modern players. Rashad was a student of his. I was a student of his. He teaches at Berkeley. And,
right. So did you go to Berkeley?
I did, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and Eugene is really taken with Brazilian music. Yeah. So he has this really beautiful tone and sensitivity towards syncopated rhythms that really opened some doors for a lot of players out there, and improvisation especially. Great teacher.
Nice. And did you go to Berkeley as well?
I didn't. I went to UVM in Vermont.
Ah.
So drastically different, right?
Drastically more pastoral.
Right? Yeah, a little bit.
A lot more cows.
Yeah, a lot more cows.
Cows and trees and rocks, right?
Yeah, and a great music scene.
And
too.
a great music scene. Was that near Brattleboro?
It's in Burlington.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Burlington.
So I mean, it's really similar to Portland. I've never really left the small city.
Boulders in the sidewalks. That's what I remember, right?
Yeah. There you go.
Ben and Jerry's.
That's right.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
nice place.
It's a good town. I haven't been back in years, so.
Well, you're listening to us folk here on Community Radio, Southern Maine Community Radio. And we are broadcasting from USM, and Rural Ghost is joining us for part of this morning. We've got about another 15 minutes. They're going to probably squeeze in 2 more tracks. And this next one is sort of a bluesy number, and it's going to be a little louder. So you've warned me, and I'll make sure that I'm...
Yeah, we got a minor blues called Worried Man.
Worried Man.
Closed and the water is rising fast. The bridge is closed and the water is rising fast. The flood will carry me home to you at last. I miss my woman, been alone for so damn long. I miss my woman, been alone for so damn long. I cry for her and she ain't even gone. worried man, been worried all my days. I stumble through the darkness and the haze. The devil days have followed me thus far. The devil days have followed me thus far. I keep my Christian ways locked in a jar. Someone tell my mama that she ain't to blame. Oh, someone tell my mama that she ain't to blame. Ain't to blame for the man that I became.
Rural Ghost live in the studio. Worried Man. And so is that going to be on the new one?
It's going to be on the new record.
New record.
It
Wow.
is.
So that's a couple blues tracks.
Yeah, and again, you know, I mean, it's got some really distorted guitars on it. I mean, this is a lot different from, well, you already heard what the new record sounds like. But
yeah.
So we try to keep the live show as interesting enough, different-wise, in terms of the record, so that it's not somebody just coming and hearing what they would hear if they popped it into their CD player, you know?
Right. Wow. That is so exciting.
Yeah, we're excited. We can't wait. I mean, the EP picked up a lot of press, you know, over the... it was released in March, and people said some good stuff about it, so...
in Phoenix and Press
local
Herald?
and a lot of blogs, and it's gotten some press in the UK and in Italy,
Sweet.
actually, so it's been really good, and
Nice.
we're kind of ramping up for this next one and planning a tour for it in November, December, and see what happens.
Do you have any bookings so far? Or?
Yeah, well, we've got probably 5 more gigs in Portland for the next month or so, and then after that, we're trying to maybe hit the road and do a little New England thing, do Boston. Devon's, you know.
Yeah, that's where I hail from originally. I'm a tourist here in Maine. Although I've lived here a couple of years, and there's a reason I've stayed. I love Portland, but
So
Boston's definitely my old stomping grounds.
Yeah. So that's our next step.
Huh. Oh, cool. Could you tap that? We're going to do a little like impromptu mic check. Okay, we're good. Okay, sorry about that. But you know, sometimes when you're in the same room and you have the headphones on, it's you're not sure if you're hearing what you're hearing. Don't get me wrong. It's I'm liking what I'm hearing. So you're gonna have blues on the new record. You're gonna have what? Sort of like some Appalachia type, kind of
you
like.
know, not a whole lot of like Americana sort of thing going on.
Yeah, no.
A lot more. I don't know. I mean, there's all kinds of styles represented. We've got kind of a doo-wop song on there. We've got some droney, sort of krautrock stuff going on.
Krautrock.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and actually that first track we played, Limbo, it comes from these instrumental interludes we had when we started playing the EP live.
Right.
And part of that, the inspiration behind that is kind of this post-rock soundscape kind of idea, and with some dissonance and kind of just wall of sound ideas. So that's been an influence and an area we've explored a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first 5 or so shows we did, we had sort of a film backdrop that we would play along to, and we just basically played the EP with an interlude in between each song and turned into 45 minutes. And
Nice.
so yeah, it was a really interesting experiment, you know. And we're
Great.
kind of taking that and those ideas and putting them into the next record.
Right. Again, we're speaking with Rural Ghost. You can go to is it ruralghost.bandcamp.com?
.bandcamp.com, yeah,
right.
it's the Bandcamp.
Right, and which is great. I mean, you know, other players that you guys are hot on the trails of, like Jacob
Jacob Augustine.
Augustine, who's just a phenomenal player.
Oh, he's just fantastic.
And
he really is.
Just fearless. I mean, 4 records in 1 year.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's about as prolific as it gets. You know?
Yeah.
And he's got the confidence behind him to make it happen.
Yeah, he's a great cat. Really, really cool guy.
But the Bandcamp thing is, you know,
I know.
I just kind of just, you know, stumbled upon it not too long ago, and it's just a great resource. It really is.
Absolutely, yeah. So, well, we're excited that you're here, and again, want to mention that if you're thinking about going to a show tonight, you might want to go to the Oaken Axe, where these two gentlemen will be playing, and 2 other acts, right?
2 other acts, yep. Sean Bones and Mike O'Hara from Old Soul.
Right.
So.
Oh, cool. Well, I love having live guests in, and part of it is because it, there's that whole thing of cross-pollination, and,
Right.
and the enrichment of your ear holes, just getting some good juice in the ear holes,
Right.
So, what are we going to do next?
We're going to do probably one more song.
Okay.
Off the next record. The song's called Tenant.
Tenant, like a tenant.
Tenant, as in
Like what my landlord refers to me.
That's
as.
right.
Yes.
When he's looking for his rent.
Yes.
But not about that at all. So, we're going to do this one.
Here we go, Tenant from Rural Ghost.
Way into my skin, weighted me down till I was stick thin, like all the rest of them. You don't give up until you win, like all the rest of them. My mind harbors you, and I watch you move like you've got something to prove. Callous loop caught in the middle of a squall. Battle begins. I see your face enshrouded in moonlight. You are a part of me that won't go away. So I'll shake your hand and I offer you my land just to keep you off my back for one more night.
Rural Ghost live in the studio this morning here on Us Folk on Community Radio, Southern Maine Community Radio, WMPG. Well, delightful to have you guys here. And thank you so much for coming in and playing.
Pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
I want to avail yourself of some really cool music. Check out Open Acts tonight. And these guys will be playing. Do you know what order the sets are?
I think we're going to open the show. So,
oh, really?
We're probably going to be around 9.
9-ish?
Started around 8:30,
Cool.
So, yeah, get off the peninsula.
Get off the
outside
peninsula
town for a little bit.
And again, if you're just tuning in, want to check out Rural Ghosts on their Bandcamp site, it's ruralghost.bandcamp.com.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? And you can even purchase their music there. And again, thanks.
Tour dates and shows and whatnot.
Nice.
Everything you need.
As the birds chirp. Well, we are going to play something from Bill Evans' latest, and I want to let you know again that you're listening to WMPG and W281AC, Gorham, Portland. And this is listener-supported community radio broadcasting from the University of Southern Maine, Southern Maine Community Radio. Here is Bill Evans, and we'll see you in a few.